So, it looks like Pokemon Black and White have been confirmed for a remake. And you know how I know that? Is because Pokemon put out a statement. You know what the next Pokemon TCG card pack or whatever are going to be? It's going to be a dual set of Pokemon Black and White. Now, usually Pokemon like to follow alongside the release schedule with the games. And that leads me to believe that most likely we will be seeing Pokemon Black and White. Now, you might be saying, yeah, it's probably given that we're going to be seeing Black and White at some point because, like, the release schedule and the remake schedule. But, yeah, that is very true. We're probably going to be seeing Black and White sometime in 2026. Now, I'm saying that we're probably going to be seeing this game, like, earlier in the year. And then we're going to be seeing Generation 10 later in the year. Because that would make a lot of sense because not only is it time for a new generation, but it's also Pokemon's 30th anniversary, and that is fantastic. Happy birthday, Pokemon. Hope you had a great journey. So, honestly, I think that seeing these games release would be super, super awesome because, yeah, not some people aren't even gonna get to experience the Pokemon TCG Black and White era because all of the scalpers taking those cards and flipping them for like triple the price. It's ridiculous. So if you can't get your hands on your favorite cards, maybe you'll be able to get your hands on your favorite video games. So I'm saying, like, if Pokemon decides to take that, release them, all you have to do is take the base DS games. Maybe if you want, put a little coat of paint like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and there you go. Slap it on the Nintendo Switch 2 or maybe even the Nintendo Switch 1. It doesn't take that much power to run an OG Pokemon game, so just maybe that could be the game that we will be seeing on Nintendo Switch 1, and then from there, Generation 10 or whatever is probably going to be Nintendo Switch 2, but I'm still holding up hope that we will be seeing it on Nintendo Switch 1. But overall, I think that this is the most likely scenario for Pokemon Black and White because, you know, this is pretty crazy that we're seeing a Black and White Scarland Violet set. That is a dual set. So, like, what? Can you go out and get, okay, I want to get the white tin, and the white packs only actually have, like, Rusharam or whatever. And then you can go and get the black packs, and those are Zekrom. I'm pretty sure I just flipped those, but you know, you get my point. You get different cards from the different set, and then you add the set together, just like you're fusing Zekrom with Kyurem or something. Pretty interesting, pretty exciting. So, you know, yeah, that leads me to believe that we will be seeing Pokemon Black and White at some point. Or are they just doing this for Legends ZA? That doesn't make quite much sense because there's no fuse mechanic inside that game. But I think I'm just holding off to the idea that we will be seeing a Black and White at some point. Hey, it could even be in July because July 18th is when the set release. So maybe, just maybe, we'll see it on Donkey Kong Bonanza Day. It's pretty possible. It's pretty possible that we will be seeing these games return sometime. Maybe in August. They'll just like surprise us. What, you can get Pokemon Black and White on Nintendo Switch 2? What? That's pretty awesome. You know what would be another great idea for this? Why don't they make some kind of like Switch Online, but for old Pokemon games? You pay so much a month and you could play old Pokemon games. Or just buy the games. I mean, like, I think Switch Online is honestly a great deal, but like, why don't they do that for Pokemon? Because you could easily put the Game Boy Advance games on Nintendo Switch Online. You could even put the original Pokemon games on Nintendo Switch Online. But instead, you didn't put a single game on Nintendo Switch Online. You're just leaving them in the dust to rot for your consumer base to go out and buy them for a ridiculous price. So yeah, Black and White, I think they're going to be coming out sometime. Maybe on a subscription platform, maybe by themselves as a remake or a remaster or whatever. But at the end of the day, hopefully, just hopefully, I think that would be great for the Pokemon community. It would show those scalpers, those filthy scalpers, who's boss. Now, not only can you combat those by just doing a one at a time for Pokemon thing, but, you know, make a good impression on the games as well. So, what do you think about this? Do you think that we will be seeing Pokemon Black and White at some point? Because I'm high hopes that, yeah, Pokemon Black and White are coming back. And that is awesome because we've wanted Pokemon Black and White for the longest time. And now we're finally getting it in some way, shape, or form. So, like, you know, You take the original DS cartridge, you slap that on the Nintendo Switch 2, you feel the power, the raw power in your hands, and you have a great time with it. It's not much more to ask for, than to feel that experience of playing probably one of the greatest Pokemon games of all time. I would so love if they brought Soul Silver or whatever on the Nintendo Switch, but it's the Pokemon Company. You can't ask for way too much because it's never gonna happen. But overall, yeah. What do you think about this? Do you think we will be seeing Pokemon Black and White sometime? Because it's pretty interesting how they release Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Black and White dual set. Just like dual games. Yeah? You're agreeing with me right so far? I know. It's pretty great. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that you enjoyed. And with that being said, consider hit the subscribe button, maybe even the like button. And I hope you have a fantastic day. And with that being said, see you in the next one.